Visit Lowe's and take on the Pro Brand Challenge with the new Flex Stacked Lithium battery. More power, longer battery life, and faster charging. Plus, it's compatible with all Flex 24-volt power tools. Right now, the more Flex 24-volt tools you buy, the more you'll save. Get up to $150 off today. Stop by or visit us online and see Flex, exclusively at Lowe's. Valid 5/19 through 7/6. Savings vary based on purchase amount. Exclusive versus National Home Centers for Flex 24-volt. U.S. only.
The future will be amazing, and that's all well and good. But what about today? You can feel the rush of a 400-horsepower Nissan Z. Or climb to new heights in the all-terrain Nissan Frontier. Light up the road in the all-electric Nissan Aria that feels like a sci-fi dream come true. The future will be great, but today is made for thrill. All you have to do is get in a Nissan and drive. 2023 Aria and Z not yet available for purchase. Expected availability is this spring for 2023 Z and this fall for 2023 Aria.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith. Thanks for listening to the Men's Room Daily Podcast. Want more? Check out the greatest podcast in all the land, The Podcast. Be sure to subscribe and listen to a brand new episode every Tuesday night.
99.9 KISW.
Our question, legal or not, how did the money find its way to you? 206-421-ROCK.
Hello, Jesse. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hola, bitch, hola.
Hola.
Oh my God, long-time listener, first-time caller. This is a thrill.
Well, appreciate it, man. Thanks.
Yeah, welcome to the show, bro.
All right, so how did the money find me? Year ago, pandemic's kicking off. Grievances with my job are piling up, so I decided to put in my 2 weeks notice. And as it turns out, because I went through the proper channels, they paid out all my PTO. They give me a bonus because there was such an asset to the company. And then that kind of parlays into, like, a couple weeks later, I get my stimulus check, I get my tax return, all of it combined. And I quit on March 5th, by the way. That was my last day. I got about a little over $5,000 out of the deal. Kept me afloat through the pandemic.
Wow. That's awesome.
I'm always torn on this, right? Because on the one hand, that is fantastic because you got the $5,000 to help you float through the pandemic. On the other hand, if it wasn't a pandemic, you got $5,000 on hooker, blow, booze, and other drugs. That's always my take. I mean, like, look, anytime I stumble into some kind of cash at all as a guarantee, an emergency pops up.
Mm-hmm.
It's just one of those things, right? You stumble a little bit of cash, like, cool, got some extra cash.
Every time.
The car needs $6,000 worth of work. And it's like, I just stumbled into $5,000. So, granted, now this is only going to cost me $1,000, but this couldn't happen any other time. And I know the other way to reflect is like, look, if something's going to go wrong, hopefully you had an infusion of cash. But it's still bittersweet.
It's irritating.
I get it. Like, yes, I'm glad we stumbled into this money. So if we're going to have a problem, that's a financial one. We can resolve that. But every once in a while, like, I want to spend this on something real bad. You know?
Yeah.
I want to do something we'll regret later. But
It feels like free money.
Dishwasher died at a time I got money. Refrigerator died at a moment I got money. It's always within like 4 days. Like, baby, good news. We're going to get this cash. Okay, that's great. The car's on fire. Like, God damn it. Of course it is.
Yeah,
every time.
It is
every time.
As soon as you got an extra dollar, somebody's there to take it.
I mean, and like I said, I get the other side. Like, if something's going to go wrong, cool, you can cover it. That is great. That is good. But God damn it, it's annoying, man. It really, really is.
Legal or not, how did the money find its way to you? 206-421-ROCK.
On that note, even a Christmas bonus, right? You got a job, we're going to give you the Christmas bonus. What is the one time a year you spend the most money? Christmas, right? Yeah, this is one of the give me a July 4th bonus. I can buy more hot dogs. Hello, Luke. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hot dogs getting pricey.
Get real pricey, dog. Luke.
Howdy.
Hola.
So several years ago, I was opening up a new bank account. I was fishing around, seeing which bank works the best. And I went into a Wells Fargo. Go to open up the account, and turns out there was already one there that had about $9,000 in it with my name on it.
You said 9,000 or 90,000?
9,000.
How's that possible?
So when I was a kid, I got hit by a car when I was like 2 years old. And the insurance for the gal who hit me paid out. And the lawyer took the money from the insurance to pay for all the medical bills. Well, time goes on, lawyer dies, money sits in the account, parents forgot about it, I didn't know about it, and yeah, it eventually just came back to me.
Damn. That's something else.
That's the luck of getting hit by a car.
You don't even remember getting hit by a car, do you?
No.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I do hear, and I heard that apparently my skull cracked open, but
Jesus. When you hear that your skull cracked open, do you kind of automatically start tracing your fingers over your head to see if you can tell where it happened?
Yeah, but it happened so young. I think my head looks normal.
Okay,
that's what you think.
Staples,
Sure.
stitches.
Maybe I don't have the record.
See, no disrespect.
Here it comes.
Okay, but here's some disrespect. All right. Okay, you're my kid. You're 2 years old.
All right.
You're having to go to the hospital. You've got to get an MRI. You've got to do all this stuff. I'm taking you to appointments.
Sure.
I'm sick about you. You know what I mean? I'm up at night. I can't believe this. I'm dealing with lawyers. I'm dealing with doctors. Like, that is my money. You're 2. You have no idea what the heck's going on. That's Daddy's cash. Daddy's doing the work on this one. That's my money.
But you know this.
You are my kid. This is my crap. You're not having to drive anywhere. This is my money.
You weren't even worried about this. You didn't have sleepless nights.
No.
I agree with you.
No, it's my money.
I agree with you 100%. But the thing about having a kid, and look, even if you're pregnant right now, if you are in labor right now, understand, as they say in the South, why don't you stick a wet noodle in a wolf's ass? In other words, once you have a kid, there is no return on investment.
No.
There is none. This is literally like, here's a kid, here's $200,000, just light it on fire. No, just light it on fire, watch it burn. If you can watch $200,000 burn in cold, hard cash, we'll make sure your kid's raised right? That's essentially the deal that you make. Because you're right. Like, this kid, sure, we understand. You got hit by the car. That sucks for you. But if you're going to get hit by a car, be too, right? There's no PTSD from it. You don't even know. No. We had to tell you that your skull splattered over. Hell, I'd embellish the story and say I saved it from a shark. Either way, right, the parents are driving the kid everywhere. Parents are up at night. They're crying, man. They're hugging each other today because they're worried about the kid that's been hit by cars. Is Billy going to make it, man? We just don't know. And Billy makes it. He survives. But now Billy needs rehab. Billy didn't drive himself to rehab. He didn't call an Uber. No, that's you. You went there and you helped him with the because again he's 2, so he's a moron. He can't really do what the doctor asks. That's all you. And in the end, they're like, "So we're going to give your kid this money." Yeah, thanks. That's great. And then no one even told his ass.
That's what I'm saying. Well, that's what I told you. Bernie's kid fell in a pool, right? So it was traumatizing. Oh, it was bad. I mean, they had to, revive him and everything else.
All right, how old was he?
Same thing, like 1.5, 2.
Oh, is he the kid who says, like, I almost died or something?
So for years, right, like, they'd be like, stop saying that. But he'd just be like, hey, Uncle Ted, I almost died. What?
Great.
Right.
Yeah, right. But he's still only, at that point, he's only like 4 or 5. But it's like, Jack, just stop saying that.
You cannot tell a child that young about the traumatic experience because they're going to repeat it, and the way it comes off is you're a horrible parent. We've all learned that
it wasn't a big deal.
Right. Just wait till they're 15 or something. Like, oh, hey, by the way, you almost died once. Because then the kid, different questions. They don't brag about it. That's not their opening line. My name's Jimmy. I almost died when my parents tried to drown me.
Hey, legal or not, how did the money find its way to you? 206-421-ROCK.
You have a penis. I almost died. Jesus, kid.
Welcome to the world of children. Both of those things are true.
All right.
Hello, Anthony. Welcome to the men's room. Hello, Anthony.
Tony.
Hey,
Anthony.
Call this back. And Jeffrey, welcome to the men's room.
Hola, guys.
Hola.
First of all, I love you guys. I listen to you every day. You brought my son and me together. We listen to you all the time.
Oh,
nice.
Sweet.
You know, it's weird because Miles always says, man, I really want to drive a wedge between Jeffrey and his son. Every day. Miles, you failed.
I don't have a son, Jeffrey. Can't have that bonding moment, but thanks. All I want to do is throw a ball with a kid in the backyard. Now all I do is give money for Nordstrom's.
That's why he has a picture of my son on his fridge.
Yeah, I do.
It's a sad thing.
Have you played catch with throw, son?
Basketball, all the things I can, yeah.
Oh, damn.
Oh.
So how did you fall into some cash, Jeffrey?
Hey, my friends, let me tell you. So I was in the Navy. I served for like 11 years, and I got a knee injury, and I wound up getting out. And they cut me a check, and it was like $30,000, and I, it was a bit of change, but I had to pay taxes and whatnot. But I put it away, and then I thought that was it. But it must have been like 15, 20 years later, and I'm going through a divorce, and I was kind of strapped for cash, and I had no idea where he's going to get it from. Well, they wound up finding that the surgery they had then was not as good as the surgery I have now, and they compensated me for it, and then cut me a monthly check then. But then I wound up getting $30,000 that I didn't expect.
What?
And it just made everything better.
Yes,
and
it will.
I wound up getting back. Yeah, it was awesome.
$30,000.
I'm starting to think we asked the wrong question because as the show goes on, I'm just getting irritated. $100 bill blew into my hand.
Yeah.
I got $30,000. Yeah.
Nothing. I've got nothing. Nothing.
Good on you, man.
God. It's unbelievable.
Right.
You'd think once in your lifetime that would happen to you.
Well, everyone calling in, they're
You know
like,
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
I would think so.
Percentage-wise, I mean, something, anything? I don't know.
Well, $100. I mean,
Well, what? No, but it's just blowing through the air. I know that's not going to save your life, but it's just $100 that's just blowing across the and $100 bill at that. So he didn't even have to chase down like 520s. It says one bill shows up and they're like, oh, hello, Benjamin. Hop into my wallet.
Legal or not, how did the money find its way to you? 206-421-ROCK.
you know, somebody was already annoyed they were rolling around with 100.
You know, the guy and his wife or something like, honey, break the bills or whatever.
Yeah, just every time you get one.
Do you put it with your regular money?
Yes.
I put it in a different spot. That way, in case I take my money out, I don't accidentally drop it.
And that's the whole thing.
Yeah. So if I get a $100 bill,
Uh-huh.
I put it right here behind this credit card. The
Good to
real money
know.
goes in here.
I mean, I
do
put
it
it in
that
my
way.
regular money. I just,
And then I'll
but I
forget
don't.
it,
It's
then
the
I'll
last
forget
thing
and
I
I'll pull the
break.
credit card out and go, oh, God, I got 100 in there.
Well, see, that's my problem. If you pull out a credit card, I feel like you're more apt to pull something else out with it, right? Like when I've got cash, if there's 100 with my other cash, I feel like it's safer there. Because I got my cash fingers, you know what I mean? I have licked my fingers, I'm going through the money. But the credit card, I will forget there's anything behind it. And you just rip it out. And I feel like then my 100 comes flipping out,
To me,
and I'm unaware.
Hundreds are so rare. I think of them like a savings bond. Like, I should just keep this. You know what I'm saying?
But you won't.
I shouldn't spend this $100 bill. It's a $100 bill, you know?
It's the last
I don't know
thing
why.
I
It's like-
break, but this is
that's
the
what
way
I'm saying.
it shakes
If I
out.
had 520s in there, no problem.
To the course of the week.
$100
You just got to pick and choose where you try to break a
But
hundred.
that's the problem. You'll go through, like, say, the work week, all right? You get this $100 bill. I'm not going to break it. I'm just not going to break it. So you're using every other denomination bill. You buy cigarettes, you buy a donut, you do this. Well, now it's the end of the week. You go to the bar. $60 bar tab. You're like, take the $100.
Well, I was going to say,
Right,
bar tabs, I don't mind. I don't feel odd breaking 100. But it's right. When you just buy, like, a small item or, like, a six-pack, like, can you break my 100?
I know. You feel like that.
And I was the sucker at the grocery store.
What do you mean?
3 weeks ago, I said, I want to get $100.
Cash back, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
The guy said, can you take 100? Like a sucker. I said, yes.
Oh, what's wrong with that? You did
Well, because I carried it around for a damn week and a half before I spent it.
That's a good
Yes,
thing.
it- That's what I'm saying.
I was annoyed with myself. Like, I walked away and I was like, I just got punked out here looking like a bitch. I should have said no.
You also got $100, man.
But I wanted 520s.
And why'd you agree then?
I told you I punked out.
All right, great. Come on, man. He asked you the question. That's the moment.
I know.
You just got to double down. Say,
Jesus.
I'll tell you what, can you give me 250s?
It's my first time here.
Oh, my God. Legal or not, how did the money find its way to you? 206-421-ROCK.
Hello, Michael. Welcome to the midroom.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Hola.
So when you join the military, you become eligible for something called the Service Member Civil Relief Act. It's got a lot of different programs to it, or benefits rather, but one of the things is that it lowers any of your credit cards that you had before you joined the military to a lower interest rate.
That's a good thing.
It was something that, yeah, absolutely. But it was something that I'd never really paid much attention to until about 17 years later when we were talking about it to the others. And I ended up calling my credit union back in the state that I came from. And they really didn't know anything about it. But once they got back to me and figured it all out, it ended up being about $4,000 in interest that I had paid to them over the years.
Nice.
So I got all of that back.
That is awesome.
I mean, if you knew you'd get interest back, interest would not bug people nearly as much.
No,
Right?
yeah.
I mean, that's...
Never happened to me. Never happened to me.
Really?
Never happened to me. No, never.
Man, I feel like it's
I've
happened.
never gotten money back from anybody. Like, if I get a check, it's for like $1 for something. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, you might get taxes back, and people go, that's great. I'm like, But it's my money. It's not
right. It's already your money.
I'm still in the hole for what they say I make versus what I actually bring home, and that's everyone. That's your net versus gross. And even when you get your taxes back, it's like it's not even like you break even. Like
no,
I still went into the hole. It is nice to get some money back, but it's like basically it's this. It's someone mugging you. They are legally sanctioned to mug you, right? And they beat my ass, and they take my $100 bill, and they walk away. And 2 weeks later, they knock on my door and say, "Hey, man, you remember me?" I go, "Yeah, I remember. You took my $100." They go, "Here's 20 of it back." Like, that's nice of them. That is great. It's fantastic. Yeah. It's like, but you still made $80, man. You know what I mean? Like, it's my money.
I've been in a relationship where someone said, "Oh, I know you guys are going to go to Portland. Here's $500."
I've been in a relationship where that happens. I've never been on the receiving end of that.
I've been in previous relationships. Money never came my way.
A lot of times I hear, "Hey,
are people trading money?"
What I'm saying is,
it's like this. Hey, I'm going to fly east for 3 days on a single flight. Hey, baby, have a great time. I'm taking your debit card.
Here's $500.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? Have a good time.
Yeah, I've never done that.
Yeah.
Oh, trust me, I've done it way too.
I mean, my dad gave my brother and I $100 once when we went to Wrigley the first time.
Yeah, I mean, you get stuff like that.
Yeah. I've also turned into my grandfather. So anytime I see my kids, before I give them a big hug,
you do not give them money.
Slip them money every time.
How much money are you hooking them up?
Probably with $100. I mean, but you got to remember, I only see them like once every 3 months.
I know, but don't buy their love.
That's different.
I'm not doing that. They're buying their love. Hey, no, they would come to see you more if you stopped giving them money. But now they're like, "Hey, if you just wait 12 weeks, Dad'll give you $100.
Hey, let's spend Thanksgiving.
I always say something like this. I always say, "Here's $100 for gas money." You know what I'm saying? Like my grandfather used to.
Does gas mean drugs?
Who the hell goes in and pays cash first and then goes out and pumps? You don't know what it's going to fill up to. You know what I'm saying? It's really inconvenient. And then you don't fill up all the way. You're only 3/4. Figure I'll put $40 in. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't using it for gas.
It doesn't fill up the whole way. That's what I'm saying. I know it's not for gas.
Why do you even say that? Why do you cash? Hey guys, here's your drug money.
Why don't you just wait till they get older? I mean, they're getting close to that age. Like they'll have families and stuff, and then you could be the granddad hooking up the grandkids.
I mean, I'll do that too.
I would throw. They're just taking money now.
I'm taking them for ice cream.
But they've timed it out.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know how to explain that's different though, right? Like you'll buy dinners and stuff. Say that, like I'm just thinking about like dating a girl. Like, yeah, I don't mind paying for dinner or paying for a hotel.
I'm not just going to hand you $200.
I ain't giving you money to go on a trip.
Oh God, yeah. Don't get married
because she's a girlfriend, not a wife.
There's another good point.
Exactly. Hey,
I am told that my debit card is disappearing.
I want to go visit friends in Boston, but I kind of low on cash in my checking account. All right, I'll transfer.
Like, even though that's a you problem, this has now become a me problem.
You knew you were going on this trip. You knew it was going to cost money.
I'll get the text, "Hey, about to board the plane. If you're looking for your debit card," like, God damn it.
She's got it?
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, no.
No, it's easier that way. Dude, trust me. It is just easier that way.
Do you put money on their cards at college so they can get snacks?
No.
Yeah, no.
I'm not paying no snack money.
So you give them drug money, just not snack money.
Well, I mean,
he doesn't call it drug money.
That's gas money. It sounds more
that's drug money.
It sounds more responsible.
They get snacks?
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
Dad cannot reconcile this.
Like, damn,
it's all about snacks.
I ain't paying for your snacks.
I want snack money, Dad.
You know what I mean?
I just look, as somebody that never went to college, that was always one of the mythical things was the what do you call it? Not the chow hall, you're not in the military. The cafeteria.
Yeah, sure.
And it was like, oh, if you're on the meal plan, they open up late at night and you can get like chicken fingers.
Yeah, it's like, dude,
mozzarella sticks and stuff like, I gotta go to school.
I tell my kids,
that's your motivation.
I tell my kids, like, you can figure out how to make food.
Sure.
I am not going to make this too easy to the point where you graduate from college and you can't cook yourself something to eat.
So that's
you can't make yourself
what they do is, hey, they call each other. If you take the $100, you go to Safeway and double coupon this, it's all microwave food. You know, learn how to make anything. Dad bought us dinner again.
You know, my daughter
invites Ted. He likes snacks.
She wakes up every Sunday morning at 8 o'clock. She's that person.
Jesus.
Go grocery shopping. She's like your wife. She goes to Trader Joe's.
Oh, good.
And she buys all the frozen stuff. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like,
Trader Joe's is different.
Food.
That's some good stuff.
No, is this north or south?
North.
Yeah, not
come on.
I know.
Yes.
I know.
Yeah. She'll buy a little
I keep
lasagna,
hoping South's going to totally redeem themselves.
Fettuccine Alfredo. You know what I mean? Like, she's got all these meals in her freezer. I'm like, this is great.
Yeah.
Like, I should do this. This makes sense.
You paid for it.
Stir fries. No, pay for gas.
Yeah, right.
Legal or not, how did the money find its way to you? Not snacks. 206-421-ROCK.
Give some snack money, man.
Here's some snack money. Go buy yourself some corn nuts.
Right. The 40-year-old guy I work with who's never been to college says you guys need money for snacks.
Snack money.
They're like, he's an idiot.
Snacks.
Hello, Gary. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
Okay, so this ended up happening a couple of 3 years ago. I get a phone call from Verizon, and they said, hey, we're just checking to see if you ordered 4 iPhones to be sent to New York. And I said, no, I didn't do that. And they said, well, let me check your account. Somebody ordered 4 iPhones on your account, and they're being sent to New York City.
Whose card did they use?
They were using my account.
Huh.
So, it's just
so then you would be billed at the end of the month through Verizon.
Yeah, they'll just bill you for the phones.
All right, gotcha.
Correct, yeah. So I said, no, that's not me. And the guy goes, okay, let me do some checking. And then, all right. Anyway, through a series of checks back and forth, one of the things that I made a mistake on was they said, okay, so we can get this canceled. We're going to send you a text, and then you have to send yes back, and then blah, blah, blah. Well, that sending yes back ended up giving this guy access to my account. So it turns out we got it all straightened out. Okay, good. I'm good to go. I got off the phone, called my kid, and I said, man, I almost got scammed. Somebody tried to order 4 iPhones on my account. And he goes, Dad, that's a scam. And I said, no way. And he goes, it's a scam, really? And he goes, hang up, call Verizon. So I called Verizon, me call them. And they go, no, we didn't call you. And, yep, somebody ordered 4 iPhones on your account, and you authorized it. And I went, so anyway, they said, we'll work on canceling that. So they worked through it and canceled it and got it all taken care of. And there was a series of, I couldn't use my online account for a while, that kind of stuff. Anyway, about 2 months later, I'm looking at my iPhone or my Verizon bill, and I've got a credit for $240. And I talked to my wife. I said, why is this credit on there? I don't know, So I ended up calling Verizon, and I say, I have a credit on my account, but I don't know what's going on. And the guy says, well, let me take a look. And I said, well, I got scammed a while back. Somebody tried to order 4 iPhones on my account. Anyway, long story short, turns out that in order for them to order the phones, they were apparently based out of Florida. They had to pay Florida state tax.
Out of their own pocket.
Out of their own pocket. And when it got canceled, the state of Florida credited my account. So I ended up making $240 off these scammers. And so I walked away with $240 for nothing.
This never happens to me. When I get scammed,
right, you're just
somebody's
scammed.
got a plane ticket in Canada. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's right.
And they're flying out of the country.
Right, you're just scammed.
Yeah, they're going to Ireland. You know what I mean?
Is that where
Always
they
want
were
to go
going?
to Ireland. They're going to Ireland on me. And I got to tell them.
But now you know you have the money to do it.
I just need the time. Legal or not, how did the money find its way to you? 206-421-ROCK.
This Father's Day, refresh Dad's tool collection with the sweetest brands like Cobalt at Lowe's. Right now, you can buy 1 select Cobalt 24-volt max kit and get 1 select Cobalt Bear tool free, up to a $139 value. The gift of powering Dad's summer projects is priceless. Shop Lowe's in-store or online today to make it happen. While supplies last, valid 5/2 through 7/31.
Everything is better electrified. Like the guitar, toothbrushes, or cars. And Hyundai has a wide range of electrified vehicles, including the first ever Tucson and Santa Fe plug-in hybrid EVs. You can use electric when you want it or gas when you need it. It's your journey. Evolve it beyond the pump in the 2022 Tucson or Santa Fe plug-in hybrid EVs. Visit your nearest Hyundai dealer or learn more at HyundaiUSA.com. Only available in select states. Call 562-314-4603 for complete details.
Take the next step toward the career you want, be it business, cybersecurity, healthcare, or more. UMGC can help you get there. No application fee when you apply by August 31st. Visit umgc.edu, certified to operate by Chev.
Your home equity. It could be an untapped opportunity instead of an untouchable asset.
Introducing HomeTap. HomeTap is an investor, not a lender. They give you cash in exchange for a share of your home's future value. Use it to pay off debt, make renovations, fund a business, or just live a better life. There's no interest or monthly payments to worry about. HomeTap. Get more from home ownership. Get more from life. Subject to eligibility, terms and conditions apply. Visit HomeTap.com to apply in minutes. That's HomeTap.com.
99.9 KISW. The men's room is in progress.
North Carolina man is feeling very lucky for being so forgetful. 49-year-old Scotty Thomas. He bought one of the state's Lucky for Life tickets online for $2. Later couldn't recall whether he'd done so or not. I was laying in bed watching a basketball game on TV. I couldn't remember if I filled it out or not. He is a dump truck driver. He says I went ahead and filled it out again. Only after receiving notice that he'd won 2 separate amounts did Thomas realize what he had done. Each of the tickets won $25,000 a year for life.
Mm-hmm.
Like many lottery win, though, it came with a big choice. Thomas was forced to decide whether to take both prizes as annuities for a total of $50,000 per year, or take one as an annuity and the other as a lump sum of $390, or take both as lumps. So like most folks, including a heart surgery patient who found his initials on a ticket before winning $1 million, Thomas went with the lump sums. He says he plans to use the windfall to support his business, help out family, and buy a home after taxes. He took in $551,000.
Not bad.
I think I might take the $50,000 per year in that instance.
Why is that?
What was the lump sum again?
The lump sum was $550,000. So when you put it in that perspective, am I going to live more than 12, 13 years? Now, I know they're going to take taxes out.
Sure, well, that's his lump sum, I believe, after taxes. But
exactly.
But I think of it like this. All right, I could get X amount of dollars a year, right? Which, no problem with that. I take the lump sum. If I take the lump sum, I can pay off the mortgage. I can do some other things. And to me, if I don't have a mortgage, I mean, look, I don't care.
Then you can put that money in savings.
Pay a mortgage or pay rent. If you did not owe that, because chances are that's your biggest expense, I'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
Like, look, man, I don't have a mortgage. I don't have a mortgage, so whatever paycheck I get, like, that's all me. Right? I think that's why I take the lump sum.
You would move. You would move in a heartbeat just based on you have your mortgage paid.
But I'm not
But you still have to
wealthy.
pay. You still have to pay taxes on the property.
I'm okay with that because I'm still saving monthly.
You are saving. You're saving monthly.
No problem. I'll pay the taxes on the property. I got the property, but now at least I actually own the house, right? And I just don't owe it. So at my age now, I would be happy with that. I think because even if I took the whatever it was a year, like. Part of that is still going toward my mortgage. I'd rather
it's always going to be strung along. It's always going to go somewhere else.
Right. I think I'd rather pay my mortgage, pay off a new car, maybe. Right. Like just not have any bills that I do not accrue myself at the beginning of each month. Right.
Legal or not, how did the money find its way to you? 206-421-ROCK.
Or I'd go to Vegas and have a bunch of hookers and blow. It's hard to know.
You can do both.
But you know what?
With a spillover.
Just enough to do both. Hello, Diedrich. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
So, Diedrich, how did the money find its way to you?
So we have, back in early 2000s, my family had a Christmas miracle. We had a guy show up at our house at about 7 o'clock at night. I was a teenager at this time, and asked my mom. My mom wasn't available, gave me an envelope. I handed it to my mom. It had $500 in it.
Wow.
And we don't know where this guy came from or who it was to this day. My mom rushed to the door, opened it up to try to find the guy, and he was gone. Like, there was nobody on our road.
Oh, that's awesome. So your mom acted like she didn't know who he was and played it off like some random nigger just dropped $500 on the porch. That is an Academy Award-winning performance right there.
I mean, no
to this
offense.
day, you don't even know the truth.
That's what I was thinking. Like,
My family grew up very poor. We didn't have a whole lot of money, and that paid for our Christmas.
That's awesome.
Damn,
that is very cool.
Just out of nowhere, he showed up out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere.
Do you have any idea to this day who this guy was?
To this day, no idea.
Do you have siblings?
I have 3 sisters.
Do you look like them?
Yes, thank you. No idea who this guy was. Random guy.
That's your $500, bro.
Here, give this to your mom, kid. Random dude. Random guy.
Like he could have just been the nicest guy.
Christmas miracle.
We're just not by
Christmas miracle.
Are we cynics?
Yes.
But
I thought it was a nice story that Miles made a point, and then I was like, oh, I'm just going to be ruthless.
That's the first thing I thought. And listen, the guy sounds like a real nice guy. And I love that the moment touched him, and maybe it's just a cynic of me, but I'm like, yeah, Mom, know who that guy was.
No idea, random guy.
Maybe his dad knew who the guy was.
Was he about 6'4", drove a red pickup truck? No? Yes? Oh, yes. It's about time. No, it's a miracle.
Well, no, it's horrible.
He's owed me that money since 2 Fridays ago.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mom. Legal or not, how did the money find its way to you? 206-421-ROCK.
I hope it didn't shatter the Christmas dream.
Christmas miracle.
Yeah. We're bad people.
Maybe we're bad. Maybe,
Mike, what do you think?
Just think about how many times this guy paid it forward because he saw the kindness of this man giving
that's
$500.
Good. That's a good result. Whatever his mom
your heart.
That's cool. I'm on the fence on that one. Hello, Colby. Welcome to the men's room.
Out of nowhere.
Hey, what's up, guys? Yeah, so this starts about 20 years ago. I had a bad bike accident. It was a defective bike, and I ended up getting a lawsuit out of it. And, everything went good. I was supposed to get my money when I turned 18, and it really didn't happen. I was wondering why or whatever. And my old man tells me he put it in an IRA account, so I can't touch it till I'm 30. So 30 years old comes around. I'm 32, almost 33 now. I give him a call, and he finally spilled the beans to me that he ended up spending all of it. He bought a... Yeah, it gets a little better. He basically, it's kind of like a mail-order bride, I think. So he ended up meeting this woman in the Philippines and basically was going back and forth to the Philippines, doing plane tickets, and then eventually they got married, and come to find out, he told me that all that money was paid for by me in my lawsuit.
So, how much money did you get? Do you know?
Well, so about I'd say around 47 to 50 grand.
Oh my God!
Yeah, and he's been paying the past couple of years now, giving me $500 a month, and then he finally sold his house in Vermont and gave me the rest of the cash last month. So he paid me off.
So you got your 50 grand. Here's the problem with that.
It was about altogether. Well, he's giving me 30 right now, and with everything else to add it up, it was about 47 grand.
I was going to say, but if you got 47 grand at the time, honest to God, and your dad put this in an IRA with maybe 3 or 4 mutual funds, it's been 14, 15 years. That 50 grand right now would be about 75 grand.
Right.
So the only problem was if he would have just gone through with what he said in that period of time. Now, I would not recommend you take that money out of there.
No.
You keep that money in there and let it roll. But, I mean, if in an emergency, you've got it.
But also let your dad know he owes you another 15 grand.
You're going to be penalized and taxed on what you make off of that more so than if you would have waited.
Right.
So they're going to take a lot more.
Yeah, no, the IRA account, I mean, that's obviously gone now. So it's just he sold his house and then just gave me basically the profit. So
Okay.
it's just in my savings.
Is he still married to the woman?
Yeah, he is.
Okay, where did they decide to pick up and move to after they sold the house?
They moved to North Carolina.
Okay.
From Vermont. Okay.
From Vermont. Just get a little bit more heat.
That'd be a little culture shock. By the way, I was saying that I'd pay off my mortgage, take that lump sum, right? Pay my mortgage. Someone says, mortgage payments are tax deductions. They are correct. Don't pay off the mortgage all at once. Set aside an interest accruing checking account from the winnings. They actually make a lot of sense there.
Yeah.
All right, you don't get your tax deduction if you pay it off, right?
Yeah.
Now all I have to do is win to take his advice.
You get the tax break on the interest, not the principal.
Right.
So depending on how much you owe and how much you're putting into principal, either way, it's substantial.
I know I owe plenty because the bank keeps sending me notes every month.
About how much you owe.
Again?
Mm-hmm. I hate that. You are short on your escrow. You're the one coming up and telling me what to pay. You tell me what to pay. How the hell am I short?
Okay, so it's not just me.
No, this
we
is
had
your
that a
job.
couple of years ago. I'm like, wait a minute. When we sat down and signed all 457 pages of a goddamn contract you have to sign to buy a home, right? When you do the closing.
I realize appraisals change and taxes change.
But I did not appraise the house.
Right. That's not me.
Adjust it.
Yes.
If you know all of this, if you know all of these other things and you realize that in your circle of this, the only person who has not been informed is me, then maybe go ahead and adjust.
But don't tell me 4 or 5 months after the fact that I'm short because that's what you told me to pay.
Right.
Now I owe this money, and I'm like, if you would have told me then, I would have put in more.
That's kind of how it works.
Instead of a lump sum, I would have just put in the equivalent of how much can I give now. And in 4 or 5 months, the escrow will be, back up to where it should be.
But it's like any business, right? You go to Safeway, I buy $100 worth of groceries, I give them $100. I go to walk out, security stops me and says, yeah, there's been some adjustments no one told you about. You owe us another $30 before you can leave the store. Like, well, why don't you goddamn tell me?
On what?
Yeah, just
tell me. All right, Jesus Christ, man.
Legal or not, how did the money find its way to you? 206-421-ROCK.
Hello, Frank. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, bitches.
Hola.
Hey, so awesome show. I'm kind of new to the area. You guys are awesome.
Oh, thank you, man.
Where'd you move from?
Yeah. Actually, L.A.
Oh, cool.
LA area. Yeah.
See, I don't believe you because most people from California, as we see it, open with "I'm from California."
You waited too long.
That's the first thing they told me was don't claim California. Yeah. So here's a story. I lived in East LA. A friend of my ex-girlfriend, she was a nurse, and she actually nursed this ex-gang member. He got shot like 7 times with an AK and a 9mm.
Jesus.
Nursed him back to health. They ended up getting married, and he was hardcore, cool guy, trying to walk the straight and narrow. And I'm a contractor. I used to always invite him out to go barbecue with me, or go to a Dodger game or whatever. So long story short, I was headed out of town to do a job for a couple of weeks, and he called me because I used to score weed from him. He's like, "Dude, I need a favor." I go, "What's up?" And he's like, "Can you watch his bag for me?" He lived with his in-laws, and they're pretty straight. So I took the bag. Go, sure, no problem. Took the bag.
Did you ask him what's in it? I mean, I just feel like,
you know what?
What?
I kind of knew. Okay, I knew it wasn't. I knew it wasn't flour.
Right.
And so I just said, "Sure, dude, I'll get it out." So I had the bag, and I used to drink a lot back then. So one night I went to the bag, and there was just over 100 grand worth of cash in there.
Whoa!
And which I shouldn't have done, because now I couldn't let that thing out of my sight, and I was all like paranoid, and I was just carrying the bag everywhere with me like a baby. But long story short, when I came back, I gave him the bag, and he gave me like $5 grand out of it.
Wow!
Days later,
You should really. That's half as much as I already took.
Yeah, you can't count.
No. You know what? I laid it out on the bed and I counted it, and it was quite a bit of money. So,
Now, I understand that the brother that handed you this bag probably would have put a bullet in your head if you touched it. But how many
not
different
him,
ways?
But I'm sure whoever
somebody's money.
My head and his head.
How many times did you debate? Oh, man, like how many different fantasy situations did you go through? Like, man, I could take this, disappear here.
You know what? Knowing his connections, nothing went through my head. I would have never done that.
Okay, let me ask you a question. If I'm that guy, I know for a fact if I give you that money, that you're going to take that money and buy more weed off me. So I'm going to get that money back, right?
One way or another.
So how much money did you immediately give him back for a bunch of weed?
Well, he probably said, "Okay, he'll take me to more Dodger games."
Yeah.
I better, yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Like, if I had $5,000 drop in my lap and I didn't have an access to legal weed or any weed,
and it's handed to you by the guy that you're buying
you got
from,
a pillow bag full of weed, I'm giving you $1 grand.
Oh yeah, easy.
I'm buying all the weed I can right there without question. That way I just got it. I've got the money, fell out of the sky. Now I've got this weed. I don't have to worry about it for a while. I'm not going to sell it or anything. I'm going to smoke this crap out of it.
Yeah.
How do you keep it fresh?
Well, the weed, you find a way, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I know. It's pretty easy to screw up.
I'll Google it.
I've had an ounce go moldy on me.
Really?
Yeah.
Dang. And how long a period of time?
It was a while.
Okay.
I had like a couple.
I don't know.
Okay. Yeah.
Was it homegrown stuff?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'll have to go back and ask.
But it was all covered in mold.
Yeah, I just had it sitting in like a drawer or whatever for a while, and then it was getting kind of old. So what did I put in there? I should have used tortilla chips. I put something in there to try to get the moisture out.
All right.
and it got moldy.
It just made it worse?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then I was like, I should smoke it. So he was like, don't smoke it. It'll make you sick.
Yeah, well.
Have you ever smoked mold? I mean, in theory, I'm incinerating
the spores, it's not a good idea to put that stuff in your lungs at all. That's why people...
I know spores in my lungs are bad. I know, but I'm saying when I light it, I'm fine.
If you have mold in your home...
Yeah.
Just breathing in the air. You know what I mean? You'll get those spores in your lungs. So you're just straight injecting it into your body at that point.
But aren't they on fire first? Like, aren't they now dead, burned up spores?
It's so damp, though. I mean, you're still, you're taking in the fumes from that mold. I wouldn't trust it.
What's wrong with Ted? I smoked that moldy weed, bro. We told him not to.
Yeah.
But he's got superpowers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was hard not to just, pick it off and be like, all right.
Whatever.
Right. It's like when you're broke and that loaf of bread's got a couple spots. Just say, throw out the loaf. Like, I don't have the money to do that.
Just cut the mold off the cheese. Yeah. Inside there is perfectly good cheese.
Man, I did it some hummus a couple weeks ago. I ate a bunch of it and then was like, we gotta wait and then I waited too many long days and I was like, tonight's hummus, gonna have a snack. And there's just 2 little dots of mold. I was like, son of a...
Dude, it ruins the whole thing.
I know.
It's because you're looking forward to it. You know it's there.
It was just hummus. But at that point, now that it's moldy and I can't eat it, I was like, this is the greatest hummus.
Right. This is the greatest hummus I ever had.
My week's ruined.
Hello, Dave. Welcome to the men's room.
Ho, 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 hola.
Hola.
Hola. Gentlemen, I got to say, first and foremost, that lady that called earlier about unclaimed property, I got a $50 check coming to me because I got on the internet and did that. I'm going to buy a cigar and the shot of the week. Thank you.
Nice. Did you text us that earlier?
What's that? No, I didn't.
Okay, well, someone else did this after she called. I guess a bunch of people went there, and a couple of people texted in to say, hey, man, it's not a ton of money, but they found that they have money out there waiting for. And Miles is back to check.
No. My dad's got the same name as me.
Oh, goddamn.
So I'm going to see if I can steal his money.
There you go.
He lives in Florida. What's the difference?
He doesn't care.
No.
So, Dave, how did you stumble into some cash?
So, gentlemen, I started, and this is going to sound weird, I started a YouTube live stream where it was a satire comedy live stream where I pretended to be a therapist. And the point of the whole thing was I would do different segments and episodes on different psychology topics, and people would prank call me on purpose. And I set up donations so that people could donate to my stream and support the show. So I played a fake therapist on the internet for laughs.
So you were like Dr. Phil. So how much money? How much money did you end up bringing in, or is it something you're still doing?
So no, actually, there's a funny story behind that. I made about $1,500, but I didn't use my real name on it or anything. But what happened was there were some rather toxic people in that community that they actually found out my name. I still to this day don't know how. They found out my name, my address, and everything. And they started harassing me with phone calls, so I had to quit the thing. And I have a relatively public job. I'm a realtor, so my reputation is important. I figured, it's not worth it anymore to keep doing this show, especially when they're threatening to call my work and all that stuff. It was a whole nightmare, but it was worth a couple thousand.
Okay, and people got to ruin a good time.
I know.
I know.
I never understood. I always say I hate the band Poison. I do. So I would not go to one of the concerts. If I did go to one of the concerts, one, it means I'm getting laid because I went to their concert. But what I would not do is just bum rush the stage to grab the mic to tell the band that they suck.
You guys are horrible.
Right. I mean, just leave people alone. Let him have a good. He's not doing anything.
Wow.
He's a fake therapist.
Still to come, the return of Who Sucks Less. You are listening to The Men's Room.
Visit Lowe's and take on the Pro Brand Challenge with the new Flex Stacked Lithium Battery. More power, longer battery life, and faster charging. Plus, it's compatible with all Flex 24-volt power tools. Right now, the more Flex 24-volt tools you buy, the more you'll save. Get up to $150 off today. Stop by or visit us online and see Flex, exclusively at Lowe's. $519 through 76. Savings vary based on purchase amount. Exclusive versus National Home Centers for Flex 24-volt. U.S. only.
The future will be amazing, and that's all well and good. But what about today? You can feel the rush of a 400-horsepower Nissan Z, or climb to new heights in the all-terrain Nissan Frontier. Light up the road in the all-electric Nissan Ariya that feels like a sci-fi dream come true. The future will be great, but today is made for thrill. All you have to do is get in a Nissan and drive. 2023 Ariya and Z not yet available for purchase. Expected availability is this spring for 2023 Z and this fall for 2023 Ariya.
Take the next step toward the career you want, be it business, cybersecurity, healthcare, or more. UMGC can help you get there. No application fee when you apply by August 31st. Visit umgc.edu. Certified to operate by Chev.